my darlings. Hi everyone, this is Songwriter ShayaGenre back with another podcast for you guys. I'm going to be talking today about pregnancy, being a mother, and working in music. Yes, pregnancy, being a mother, and working in music. That's what we're talking about real quick, all right? So, first of all, being a mother is an amazing thing. Ain't nothing better than it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing. If you're able to conceive and have a child, even if you adopt or, whatever you do and you just raise a baby, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But can you do it in the entertainment world? Not just in music, but just period. Like, can you do it? Can you be a mom? Should you be a mom? And, how does this whole thing go? So let's talk about the past before we talk about the present. In the past, raising children, being pregnant, being in the entertainment world, whether you're a songwriter, an artist, an actress, whatever you are, really, really had a bad stigma attached to it. A lot of times people would say that, you're fucking up your career. This is not something you should be trying to do. Wait to have children. So it's always been a big stigma against women who, want to be moms and raise their babies and want to have children. So we've always, I don't want to say we've been taught, but we've always known that you making this decision to be a parent is going to affect your career and possibly not in a positive way. Okay, there's been many, many stories of a lot of the women that we've listened to growing up, and even back to the 40s and 50s. It's just been a stigma. Like, you be a mom, it's not a good move for your career. So we've always heard that. We as women have always known that indirectly, and not even talking about your career. Just growing up, period. Getting pregnant at 15, 16, 17, people will tell you you're messing up your life. People will tell you straight up, you're messing up your life. You've never been nowhere. You've never done anything. And I somewhat agree to an extent about that. I don't think you should, I don't really truly believe in teen pregnancies. I mean, if you can avoid it, try to avoid it. Because I do believe that, there's a lot more out there in life that you should be trying to aspire to accomplish before becoming a mom. Being a mom is no joke. It's extremely taxing and demanding on oneself. So I wouldn't advise a woman, especially a young woman, to just rush into it. It's something that you may think you're ready for, and you actually may not be, and it does, put, a damper on, living your life. I really feel like everybody, especially women, because it takes a long time for most women to find themselves and to find who they want to be, who they desire to be. So having a baby just, throws a wrench in your self-discovery. So you should really take that time to get to know yourself, learn who you are, what you want out of life before you decide to do something like have a baby. That's my opinion. So it's not even just like, because you're a celebrity or you're in entertainment that people say this. It could be you, a regular woman going to school, and, people say that about you. Like, you shouldn't have a baby yet. Don't do that yet. It's always been known that once a woman decides to become a mother, she has to slow down. That's what, they've always taught us. You have to slow down, and you have to, you don't have time to do things that you may desire to do at one point. Now, I understand that because it takes a lot to be a mom. And when you bring this new life into the world, you have to give this new life something, everything, so you may not have time to do the things that you want to do. Then when we talk about entertainment, anybody in entertainment knows that it takes a hell of a lot. It takes a hell of a lot to go to auditions, to do shows, to it's a lot. It's a lot. And with raising a kid, as well as doing that, now you have to, it's one thing if you're a starving artist and you eating pizza every night, but now you got a baby. They can't eat pizza every night. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to get a job, and you got to do things that you may not have needed to do when you were just a single person out here trying to strive for your dreams. There are many, many women, amazing women who have done it and done it well, have been able to accomplish being a mom and having their career. And hats off to you. That is amazing. That's the goal. That is the goal. But growing up, that's not what we were taught per se. Especially in the African American community, we weren't necessarily taught that we need to we weren't necessarily taught that children trump that we weren't necessarily taught that we should have children while we were trying to grow up and live our lives. Because like I just said, grow up. You're still growing up. You got a lot of growing up to do. And to just, decide to be a mother, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. And many are not willing and ready and able for that sacrifice. So, they tell you, try to do you first before you bring somebody else in this world. And that's just the way it's always been. That's what we've always heard. And it's just how it's always been. Now, speed it up to these days, 2019, 2020. And the face of that is changing drastically. I noticed this probably about 4 or 5 years ago. That women were just like, fuck that. Because you know what I feel like? I feel like a lot of women, not just artists, but like actresses and stuff too, decided not to have children and then got older and regretted it. Wish they could have had babies. So women were trying other ways to do it, because I feel like this is where like in vitro came into play too, because a lot of people that use in vitro, yes, need to and have medical situations where they're unable to hold a child or have a child, but a lot of them as well are situations where women didn't put their career first and decided to let me have a baby last or later. So, technology created, we at the point where technology was able to provide something that you could do, you could actually do that. You could freeze your eggs and you could make it more of your time on when to do it. But I've been noticed more of a trend of young women having babies and just doing it. Like, and I think it's like, really like respectable, but I do understand the other side as well. These girls, like, I hate to just use her as an example because there are many besides her, but she's been the main example right now. Miss Cardi B. She said her career, she was at the absolute height of her career, and got pregnant, and she was like, fuck that, I'm having my baby. I want this baby. I'm not, there's no other option for me. I'm having this baby. Like, even, get off Cardi real quick. Back in the 90s, when Lauryn Hill came out with Miseducation and Lauren, I think like right before that or around that time, she got pregnant with her son Zion because she wrote that song about him. And she tells in great detail her journey and her struggle of trying to have a baby. Oh my God, that is an amazing album. Kudos to Miss Lauren. But she goes in, y'all. She went in talking about how she really wanted to have a baby. And she didn't want, and everybody told her, you was at the height of your career, you making all of this money, and why? And she was like, no fucks given, I'm having this baby. And that was just like amazing. Miss Lauryn Hill did that, and that was the first time, like, it was, I noticed, like, women putting their children and themselves and their families first. And she did that, and she ended up making an amazing album that she received many accolades for, but she did that. Like, bam. And so now we have Cardi B in this century, this day and age, this time, doing it again. She said, screw all of that. I know everybody's saying that this is not the time for me to do this. But something I heard from an elder before say to me, they said, you're never ready to have a baby. You just do it. You're never ready. You can plan it as much as you want to plan it, but you are truly, like, really not really ever really ready. You just do it. And Miss Cardi just did it. She just did it. She felt like it was time for her to do it, and she just did it. And she became a mom. And I think that a lot of girls looked at that and respected it. Like, yo, she's so popping right now. And she still decided to be a mom. Like, wow, knowing the sacrifice that would be. Knowing what she was giving up by deciding to do it. Still did it. Like, that's some progress for us as a people. Like, we're coming pretty far to see something like that done. And Cardi got back to work immediately. Even while she was pregnant, and there was a lot of controversy about this as well. She was out there doing shows, doing her thing, and still, getting her coin and not giving up on what she desired to do and not letting her baby stop her. Now, this is all up for debate on whether you think this is right or wrong, because this is her life and this is what she decided to do. And it's just interesting how society is changing now. And now that it may be okay to do something like this, because I feel bad for a lot of these women that, maybe decided not to have a child because of their career. It is many reasons too. It's the time. It's as being in the spotlight and on the limelight, you are being seen. So you have to keep up appearances and stuff like that. Babies take a hell of a toll on your body. You may not have the time, to deal with that. Babies do a lot to you, not just wanting all of the time and attention, but they change your appearance. So that fuck up your coin. If your coin is modeling, if your coin is, being a celebrity out there like that, that's a sacrifice you gotta wait. You gotta make that. Men just can never understand. They could just never understand what we are giving up. So to be judged is really hard because you want the family, but you want this career too. And a lot of times too, you got to take this entertainment, this career stuff while it's happening. You don't know how long you're going to be hot. You don't know how long it's going to last. So you got to do it while you popping, you know what I'm saying, right now. So to see Cardi B do that in this day and age, that was like a real nod to women for us to learn from that woman and just be like, I don't have to put my family on the back burner. I could do it all. And it's hard. It's hard. I'm not even telling y'all to go out there and try to do it because it's hard. It's hard. I could see that being amazingly hard, trying to push and do shows every night and get pregnant and the things that your body go through when you want to be there for your baby. And it's like, should you even do these things? Because that's another thing too. Okay. There is a situation or like a theory that once you are with child, your body is sacred and your body is no longer your body. You've given it to this child and you should, respect your body in a whole nother way that you may have not before because you are with child now. So maybe things that you used to do before you should not do now. And it's like you could be possibly putting your child in danger by doing certain things like working hard. A lot of women may get miscarriages and stuff like that, but continuing to work hard. So you're making that sacrifice. So that's the question too. Like, should you slow down and stop? Like, because you're at risk now. You putting this child at risk now, possibly by still working so hard and going so hard. Like, should you slow down? Is the time to be? So something I realized the other day. When you got a baby, they need everything from you. They want your love and attention. I seen a meme the other day talking about kids, talking about babies and how they come out the womb. They was held for 9 months and now they out here and nobody's holding them. They got to be put down and they don't understand it. That's why the swaddle thing come in. Swaddles when you wrap them up in a blanket real tight and stuff like that because they was held for so long in the womb. Then it's like they seen darkness for 9 months and now they out here and all this light. All they heard was your heartbeat and now they out here and they hear all these sounds. Or they didn't smell anything. Now they smell all these. So everything, this world is so scary for them because it's so different from where they just came from. So they got to adjust and adapt. And all of that takes time. All of that takes an immense amount of time. So maybe these things with children take time because when you have one, you're supposed to slow down. Because now you need to go at a different pace. Now you need to go slower because you're getting all of these things need to be learned and taught to this child. So maybe you should, take it easy, go slower. Maybe you shouldn't be out here going to shows and still working as hard. And I'm talking about like after the baby is born now because the baby needs these things from you to grow. They need this time. So it's a big burden. I'm not going to call it a burden. It's not a burden. It's an extreme blessing. But it's a sacrifice. It's a big sacrifice for women. And a lot of people judging, I don't think understand the true sacrifice that they're making. Because a woman is also trying to be a provider in this day and age as well. in this day and age as well. A woman is also trying to be a provider. So in being a provider and being a life giver, somewhere, somehow, something is gonna fall to the waist. Not on purpose. That's not your plan to let, now I'm not paying attention to this, or now I'm not, but it may happen. It may happen. And trying to be a provider and trying to be a giver of life. It's just a serious, sticky situation, It's a sticky situation. People want kids. Most women want kids. But most women also want their careers. And should you be faulted for wanting both or either? Like, the girl from the City Girls. Yes, she's pregnant. Young Miami, she's pregnant now. People going off. Oh, it's not gonna be a lit summer. Oh, we was needing you to be here to, play all these summer bops and shit. Now you pregnant. Like, stop putting negativity on one of the most beautiful things in life. If it was like that, none of us would be here. None of us would be here. Because at some point, your moms and your pops was popping and lit, and then here come you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a part of life. And then it's such a heavy load that you're putting on women to make them be like, oh, should I do it? I'm going to disappoint my face. Oh, I shouldn't have it. Listen. There's women out there wish to God they could get pregnant. Can't, if they, for anything, just aren't able to do it. So if you are, you that's nothing but a blessing. Never take it as anything besides that, Never take it as anything besides that. So they are sacrificing tremendously, y'all. Tremendously sacrificing by just trying to, keep it pushing. It's not so. And then this another side, she was doing some shows, the girl Young Miami, and she busting it open real quick and having a good time and, doing her shows, getting her coin. People are upset about that. So you want me to work, you don't want me to work, you want me to get pregnant, you don't want me to get pregnant. I got to live my goddamn life and do it for me. And this is even more reason why people should not have so much opinion about it, because it's already a tremendous decision on the woman. It's already a tremendous decision on a woman if they decide to keep a baby, to while they're trying to live their career, to work while they're pregnant. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot. And if you aren't a woman or in that situation, you just can't possibly understand. You just can't possibly understand. So I don't think it should be something that should be judged. And I'm grateful for this new generation to be showing people like, nah, man, I'm going to do both. I'm going to do both. I'm going to have my baby, and I'm going to keep going to work, and I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep doing that. But now, is it wrong for her to continue to do shows? Is it wrong for her to still talk about the things that she was talking about before in her music? Because that's another thing too. That people feel like, oh, because now you got a baby, you're a mother, you can't talk about sex, you can't talk about. I got a baby, I'm a mother from sex. Like, it's all still the same part. And it's just like, I feel like we feel like these things are taboo because these are the things that we have been taught from century to century, and we keep hearing this shit. So this is what we think it is. At this point, we can change and make anything we want to be the new norm. It's not just the stuff that we was brought up on that makes it like, oh, so this is the way you do this and this is the way you do that. Like, no. And like I keep saying, it's no joke to be a damn mom. You might need to have your baby in the studio, and that's like cliche. Or you might want to take your baby out at 3-4 in the morning to go to the store. And should I leave my baby in the house? We all know at this point, especially at this point, that you got to do what you got to do to live your own life. But when it comes to these kids, I'm grateful for the stigma being changed. I'm grateful for it's making it look different. You wouldn't think a woman like Beyonce, beautiful, badass body, works the song, works the stage, going hard, dancing, popping and locking, is a mother of 3 and a wife. Because those words bring on an emotion. Mother, wife, sound old, sound washed, sound like, okay, you're a mother, oh, you're a wife, like you're not lit, you're not popping. That's a part of life, to be a mother and to one day, be a wife. Everybody don't choose it, but it is a part of life. And it does not take away your youth because of these things. because of these things. It don't take away your youth. You're not popping or not beautiful or not lit because you decided to be a wife or to be a mother. I am grateful and happy that we are changing these vibes. Like, it don't gotta be like that, son. It don't gotta be like that. We could all be doing what we want to do, and it could all be accepted. Young Miami could still come out and do her thing, talk about what she been talking about. Get her money and still do her thing. I do somewhat understand, just because of the risk, I do feel a way about the working. Because it's a lot of risk in having babies, and it's a lot of risk in pregnancy, and you working, I would say you gotta at some point, put a little pause on that, because this is going to take a lot out of your body, and you need to be at your best to ensure that your child comes to this earth in the correct form your baby should be. That everything works out for you correctly. And that is something about being in a relaxed state while being pregnant. Like, you should be in a relaxed state, because you're doing something, but your body is working like it's never worked before. So doing shows and stuff like that, at some point, you may have to pause that. And I am a little up in the air about the respecting the body, because now that I'm a mom, now that I'm pregnant, I mean, I can't move and do things like I need to do. I need to just be, a little bit more solemn, and just evolve. And that's because I'm more of a spiritual person. I feel like that. I feel like you should just be, a little calmer and just allow all of these beautiful things that's happening inside of you to just happen, and just walk with it, move like water. Like glide like water. Don't be so roughy, because things are going on inside of you. Amazing, beautiful things. Like, it's crazy to bring life in this world, y'all. It's crazy to bring life in this world. But and it's crazy the difference between it is with men and women. We know it's no factor for men. This is not a problem. You can have kids whenever you want. You can have 2 babies at the same goddamn time. Like, it's just not a problem for men at all. And it's not a should you do it or should you not do it. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. And it is different for men. And that's something that we as women just got to deal with as well. We just got to deal with it as well. And then there's no win. So, okay, if you don't do it while you get in your bag, when? There's I told you, somebody told me before, you never ready. There's never a set time. Oh, this is the appropriate time to have a child. Have your children right now. You have the next year and a half. Listen, it don't happen like that. Even when you plan it to the T, once that baby get here, you are still not ready. Okay, you're still not ready. So there's no specific way to do it. It's when your spirit and your heart tells you that this is the time for you to do it. This is the time for you to do it. And raising your baby, growing up. I remember, I look at a lot of these women who've done it, and I love to look at examples already set for us. Like Diana Ross, she got 4 or 5 kids. Amazing career. Her kids say that they grew up behind the stage. All the time was with her on tour. That to me is that's what it is right there. That's what it is. I love to have my baby in the studio with me. I love to, go live my life as a songwriter with my child right by my side and showing them this how mommy works. I think that's mad beautiful. But I do also understand that there's times, just like I was saying, sometimes you may need to slow down. There's times when that's inappropriate. And then it kind of kills the vibe. Does everybody know what the studio is about? Studio is about that, feeling good, feeling lit. It's a lot of drugs involved, just because you on that vibe of feeling good and feeling lit. Having a bassinet in there or a playpen, that kind of blows it. It kind of blows it. So it might work for certain artists, but on a general aspect, when people making music, because a lot of music is made off of not a young mentality, but a young feel. A young vibe. And to keep that young feel and that young vibe, children just don't mix with that, because children have a vibe of responsibility. If you got to keep stopping your session and do something with your baby, that's like you being responsible. And people want to, the music that you create in certain situations in the studio, it's more of an irresponsible music. Like, I'm saying what I want to say, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm just, it's a looseness. You're not, it's tight. Like this, it's mad, loose, cool, chill. And that's what many different forms of music, not just hip hop. Pop music is really, you want to be in there feeling light and having a good time and, on your feet. Country music, you want to be, in your thought process of what you're talking about. And children can take away from that, But the moral of the story is that the world is changing. And you either get down or lay down. I'm very grateful for these young women showing us a different way to do these things. I'm very grateful of the stigma attached to being a mom and a wife is being changed. It's being changed. You could be a young mom, a young wife, and doing your thing. I know for a fact there are many entertainers that put off having a baby because people told them it was not the right time and it was not the right thing to do for their career. And I know that they regret these things now. And I feel bad for them. So I'm grateful that the next generation and the next generations, we are changing it. We are changing it. There's so many women out there that is changing that, that stigma and making women feel empowered to do what you want to do and still collect your coin and do what you got to do. I applaud it. I applaud every woman out there doing it, especially the celebrities, because they're not just the regular women. They are under the scrutiny of the world. So it takes a lot for them to be like, you know what? I'm going to make this sacrifice. I'm going to decide to do this. I'm going to have this baby, and this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do, And even the regular working woman, because they don't have the advantage of having a nanny or having somebody to watch your kid, and they still trying to pursue being a lawyer, or they still trying to go to med school, or they, still trying to do whatever job that they trying to do. I just think that we need more applause towards this. You see a young mother, help her out. Help her out, applaud her, tell her great job, because it's just not easy, y'all. It's just not easy. But like I keep saying, I'm really glad that it's changing. I'm really glad that the stigma, the taboo-ness of it is changing. You can be a young mother. You could be an older mother. You could be a mother and have a job. In entertainment, any way, shape, form, or how, you can be a mother and have a job. You can not have to decide between your pregnancy. Like, what type of fucking decision is that even? My pregnancy and my career. Like, what? One is a blessing and one is a desire. Like, well, how can I even, why is that even a question of to fight for which one of the, like, that's crazy. And only us on this planet would have to decide that. A man would never have that decision. A man might feel like, oh, well, should we have this baby? I ain't got my funds right yet. But with the sacrifice that the woman goes through with, conceiving, man, listen. Yo, y'all, this is your girl, ShayaGenre. Thank you for listening. Please email me if you want to holler at the girl or hire me to write a song for you, because I'm always willing, ready, and able for that. I'm at movieymusic@gmail.com. My Instagram is Songwriter ShayaGenre. I'm on Twitter as Move You Music, and check out my YouTube page, Move You Music 1. I'll be back sooner than later. Don't miss me too much.